This is a video covering my first brisket cook on the Pit Boss vertical smoker. This is the third brisket I've ever cooked. My experience has been using an offset grill smoker, particularly an Oklahoma Joe offset smoker. You're having to maintain that fire, that smoke, pretty much every hour. At least that's been my experience with an offset smoker. But with this vertical pellet smoker, you just kind of set it and it keeps that stable temperature really good. And so this allows you to cook overnight. So in this particular case, I started around 10:30. It's a 17-pound brisket, and so I was pleased with how it turned out, and I'll show you how I did it. Starting with a prime beef brisket, a whole packer. I'm gonna cut it up here in a minute. It's currently at 17.5 pounds, and we'll see how much is left after I trim it. The plan is to let this smoke overnight, so a good long time. Here's an image of the backside so you can see the fat that I'm about to trim off. Okay, I trimmed off as much as I could off the backside, the fat side. So I'm trying to keep about an 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch thick fat layer all the way throughout, all the way around. Tried to shape it up a little bit. It's a little bit bulky in the middle right here, so we'll see how it cooks, because it's kind of like a little bit of a mountain kind of in the middle. All right, so 3 pounds 14 ounces is how much fat and a little bit of meat that I took off. Seasonings of equal parts coarse pepper and kosher salt. I didn't pack it on too deep, but just enough to cover it pretty good. Since this was cooking overnight, I decided to put a camera on it to make sure nothing was on fire or exploding. Okay, starting temperatures 48 in the flat, 42 in the point, 63 outside. Same thing with the probe on the unit itself. It's at 44. I put that one in the point as well, and so we'll give it a go. I have one just measuring the ambient temperature, or just outside temperature. Then I'm going to have two in the brisket itself, one in the point area, one in the flat. I'm going to use one of the probes from the smoker itself to kind of be a second check, and so I plan to start it at 10:30 and really not check it again until the morning. All right, I'm gonna start this brisket at about 10:30 at night. The smoker's at 225. I have several probes ready to set up. Something else I wanted to capture, hopefully you can see it on the video. I had a comment on a previous video I did of how much smoke is actually coming out and how much do you notice. I don't know if you can see this on the video, but this nice blue smoke is coming out from the top. Another thing is I've run this for now, 11 hours, and I think it has not budged from 225. So that's what I set it at, and that's what it's saying, that with the probe inside the cabinet is saying. So I say this is running really great for 11 hours straight, pretty much at exactly 225. So the design seems good, so I'm liking it. We'll see how this brisket turns out. Okay, 9 hours later, the point is at 162. Looking pretty good in there. I'm going to spray it down with a little bit of apple cider vinegar, let it go for a little bit longer, and then once the flat gets up to the temperature, because it's still holding at 148. So the Inkbird shows 173 for the point. I'm not sure exactly why it's showing almost 10 degrees higher than the other, but we'll see. So it's about 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to take them out and wrap them in butcher paper to kind of keep them moist, then also to kind of speed up the cooking process. I'm doing this because I think I've hit the stall area. It's saying 148 in the flat and 177 in the point, and it's kind of been hovering there for about an hour or two now. So I think I'm in the stall region. So I'm going to take them out, like I said, and put them in butcher paper. I'm also going to spread some beef tallow. I saw a YouTube video by I think the barbecue scientist or science guy, and he was saying this is a good way to keep it nice and moist. similar to what Aaron Franklin might be doing. So anyway, we'll give it a try. So just some regular beef tallow. I didn't use Wagyu, which is what he had in that video. I just used regular beef tallow. All right, looking good. I'm gonna put just spreading some of this beef tallow over it, and then I'm gonna wrap it and put it back in there, keeping the smoker at 225, and just let that kind of ride out until it reaches about 203. Then I'll take them out, put it in the cooler to let it rest for a little while, and then hopefully eat it at dinner time. Okay, just pulled the meat off. It's about 5:30, so cooked for a good long time. I just stuck it in the cooler to let it just kind of settle a little bit. So probably try to eat it in about 30 minutes. So we'll see what it looks like then. Okay, I think it turned out great. So 15 hours total. 15 hours total, and the flat was nice and tender and juicy. The point was great. The flavor was good. The sauce that I made to go with it was a good complement to the pepperiness of the rub that I put on it, which I put kind of heavy. Maybe next time I'll go a little bit lighter, but overall, turned out great. This is a graph of all the data. You can see where around 7 in the morning, I hit the stall. So in the flat, it was around 145. In the point, it was around 165. But that's when I took it out, wrapped it up, and it turned out great.